Let me ask you something. What if 2025 could be the year that changes everything for you? What if this is the moment you stop waiting and start becoming? Not tomorrow, not next month, but right now. What would your life look like if you made one decision today? The decision to get better, to grow stronger, to become the person you know deep down you were always meant to be. Most people never ask themselves that question. Most people drift from year to year hoping things will change. But hope isn't a strategy. And time doesn't wait for anyone. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. 2025 is not just another year, it's a fresh page. And you hold the pen. But before we go any further, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Stay with me till the end of this message, because if you do, you'll walk away with one thing that can change your life. Not just inspiration, but a mindset shift, a fire inside that will not burn out. If you stay, you will find the reason you've been searching for, the reason to start and the reason to keep going, even when it's hard, even when no one believes in you, even when you're tired and feel like giving up. Because by the end of this, you won't just want to be better, you will know how to become better. And you won't waste another year wishing for it. Now, take a deep breath, feel this moment, because something is about to change, not out there, but inside you. You see, 2025 can be just another year. A repeat of the same habits, the same excuses, the same quiet regrets when you close your eyes at night. Or it can be the year you break the pattern, the year you finally say, enough. Enough waiting, enough doubting, enough holding back. This is your time. And you already have everything you need to start. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need more time. What you need is to decide. You have a voice inside you, a small voice that's been whispering for a long time, telling you that you're meant for more, that you're capable of more. But maybe life made you forget that. Maybe fear made you quiet that voice. Maybe people told you to be realistic, to stop dreaming, to settle. And for a while you believed them, but not anymore. Not in 2025. This is the year you stop listening to doubt and start listening to yourself, the real you, the strong you, the one who isn't afraid to want more, to become more, to fight for the life you deserve. And I know you've tried before. You've made promises to yourself in the past. You've set goals. You've had motivation for a while, and then life happened. You got tired, you got distracted, you forgot why you started. But this time will be different, because you are different. You've grown. You've learned. You've survived things you thought you wouldn't. And here you are, still standing, still breathing. That means you are still in the fight. And if you're still in the fight, you can still win, you can still rise, you can still rewrite your story. But it starts with a decision, not a feeling, not a perfect moment, just a simple decision to begin, right here, right now. And here's the truth, most people won't do it. Most people will keep waiting for a better day, for motivation to magically appear, for someone else to believe in them. But not you, not anymore. Because you've already wasted enough time. This is your year, 2025. The year you look back on and say, that was the year everything changed. The year I took control. The year I stopped playing small. The year I became So stay with me. Because what's coming next? It's not just talk. It's not just motivation that fades by tomorrow. It's the fuel that will light a fire in you, so strong, nothing and no one will ever be able to put it out. Stay with me. Your future self will thank you. There's something powerful about a new beginning. It gives you permission to let go of the past. It gives you space to breathe, to wipe the slate clean, and to start again. Not because you failed, but because you are ready for more. That's why 2025 matters. This is not just another year on the calendar. It's a chance, a doorway, a moment in time that says, it's possible. You can change, you can rise, you can become. And there's nothing stopping you but the story you keep telling yourself. Look back for a moment. Look at the years you've lived through, the battles you fought silently, the tears you wiped when no one was watching, the moments you thought you wouldn't survive, but you did. You are not weak. You are still here, and being here, that's power. But you can't carry yesterday into tomorrow and expect a different life. You have to release it. The mistakes, the regrets, the I should have done this and why didn't I do that? None of it matters anymore. What matters is this: you are breathing, you are capable, and you are standing on the edge of a brand new year. What are you going to do with it? Because if you're waiting for someone to hand you the life you want, you'll be waiting forever. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to fix it for you. And that's not a reason to be afraid. That's a reason to be powerful, because it means you have the power in your hands. It means you are not helpless. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are ready right now. Not when everything's perfect, not when you feel confident every day, but now, in this moment. Because real change doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It demands that you move before you're prepared. And that is where the magic happens. People think they need motivation first. They think they need to feel inspired to act. But that's backwards. Action creates motivation. Movement creates energy. Progress creates belief. You don't wait for it, you create it. And every time you choose action over hesitation, you get stronger, you get closer, you get better, not because of one huge step, but because of small, consistent steps every single day. That's what a fresh start really is. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about making one decision today and another tomorrow and another the day after that. And before you know it, you're not the same person anymore. You're someone who doesn't quit, someone who doesn't back down, someone who shows up no matter how hard it gets. 2025 is the beginning of that journey. And yes, it will be hard. There will be days you want to give up, days you question why you're doing this. But those are the days that matter the most, because every time you push through, you are building a new version of yourself, a version that refuses to settle, a version that knows their worth, a version that is unstoppable. There is no finish line. There is no I made it moment where everything is perfect, but there is progress, there is growth, and there is a life that feels like freedom. But you have to choose it, you have to fight for it, and you have to believe that it's yours to have. This year, make yourself a promise that you will not waste another day doubting who you are, a promise that you will not wait for approval, a promise that you will give everything you've got and then find a little more. The future is not something that happens to you, it's something you create. Every choice, every action, every single day. And today, right now, you get to choose who you're becoming. You get to choose the story you're writing in 2025. And no one else gets a say in that. This is your fresh start, your blank page, your moment to say, I'm ready. I'm done waiting. I'm done holding back. I'm ready to step into who I was meant to be, and nothing will stop me. There's a power inside you that you haven't even begun to tap into yet. It's there. It's always been there. But sometimes life makes you forget. Sometimes the world makes you doubt. And sometimes you become your own greatest obstacle. But that power has never left you. It's waiting. It's ready, and it's time to wake it up. The truth is, most people walk through life believing they are less than they are. They believe the lies they've heard since they were young. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. You're just ordinary. And over time, those lies get louder, and they start to sound like truth, but they are not the truth. The truth is, you are powerful beyond measure. You have strength you haven't even tested yet. You have potential that's been waiting quietly for you to notice it. And when you finally do, when you finally believe in yourself, that's when life starts to change. But belief doesn't just happen. You have to work for it. You have to remind yourself every day of who you are. You have to shut out the noise that says you can't and turn up the voice that says you can. Every single person who has done something great started right where you are. They had doubts, they had fears, they had moments when they wanted to quit. But they kept going, not because they were fearless, but because they believed in something greater than fear. They believed in themselves. And you have that same power. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the strongest. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to believe that you are capable of more, and then you need to take action every single day until that belief becomes your truth. Inside you is the ability to rise after every fall. Inside you is the strength to keep going when everything feels heavy. Inside you is the courage to stand tall when the world expects you to break. And inside you is a fire that no one else can light. It's yours. And it's time to let it burn. But first, you have to make a choice. Do you keep playing small, or do you step into your power? Do you keep waiting for someone else to believe in you, or do you decide that you are enough? Because you are. Right now, with all your flaws, with all your fears, you are still enough. You don't have to wait to be perfect to begin. You don't have to wait to have it all figured out. You start where you are, and you trust that the person you are becoming is worth the effort, is worth the fight. When you understand the power inside you, you stop waiting for things to get easier. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming your past, and you start building your future. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day, you realize that nothing changes until you do. Nothing moves until you move, and no one will hand you your dreams. You have to claim them with your actions, with your discipline, with your relentless belief that this is your time. And it is. This is your time. This is your year. This is your life. And you are not here to play it safe. You are here to rise. You are here to lead. You are here to become everything they said you couldn't be. That power has been inside you all along. The strength, the courage, the fire. It's always been there. You just forgot how strong you are. But now you remember, now you know, and now it's time to act like it. No more waiting, no more holding back, no more shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable. You were not born to blend in. You were born to stand out. You were born to break limits. You were born to lead. So stand tall, speak life into your dreams, take the first step, and then another, because that's how power works. It grows when you use it, and the more you use it, the stronger you become. You have what it takes, you always have. And now is the time to show the world, and more importantly, to show yourself what you're made of. It's not about how fast you move. It's not about how loud you shout your goals to the world. It's about how consistent you are every single day, because success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do over and over again, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when it's just you and the work. Consistency is the difference between wishing for a better life and building one. It's the quiet promise you make to yourself each morning, and the commitment you honor every night, even on the days you don't feel like it, even on the days you feel tired. Because that's where most people stop, and that's where you keep going. It's easy to be motivated for a moment. It's easy to be excited when everything feels new. But excitement fades, motivation disappears, and when it's gone, what's left? Discipline, habits, consistency. That's the real work. That's the secret that no one wants to hear. You won't always feel ready, you won't always feel strong, but you show up anyway. Because this is bigger than how you feel today. This is about who you are becoming. This is about the life you are creating, one step at a time. And the truth is, you don't have to be extreme. You don't have to do everything at once. You just have to be consistent. Small actions repeated day after day turn into unstoppable momentum. And that momentum changes everything. If you wake up every day and take one step, you will go further than the person who runs hard once and then stops for months. You don't need to prove yourself with one big effort. You need to prove to yourself that you can keep going, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one notices. Consistency is the quiet force that builds champions. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but it's powerful and it works. Because every time you show up for yourself, you build trust. You teach yourself that you are reliable, that you are committed, that you are the kind of person who does what they say they will do. And that belief becomes unshakable. When you trust yourself, nothing can stop you, because you won't be looking outside for approval. You won't be waiting for permission. You won't be chasing shortcuts. You'll know that the work is the way, and you'll know that you have what it takes to do the work over and over again. It's the small things that no one sees that bring the big results everyone wants. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the choices that seem small in the moment, but add up to something massive over time. That's how greatness is built. Quietly, patiently, relentlessly, one decision after another. And the beauty of consistency is you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up. Some days will be better than others. Some days you'll feel strong. Other days you'll just be proud you didn't quit. Both days count. Both days matter, because both are proof that you're still in the game. And if you stay in the game long enough, you will win. Because most people give up too soon. Most people stop when it gets uncomfortable. But not you. You are different. You are built for more. And you're willing to do what it takes for as long as it takes. That's the mindset that changes lives. That's the mindset that turns dreams into reality. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's showing up again and again and again until it happens. So today, make a choice, not a loud one, not a dramatic one, but a quiet, powerful choice. The choice to be consistent, the choice to keep going, the choice to show up no matter what. Because consistency isn't just what you do, it's who you are. It's the identity you step into every single day, the identity of someone who refuses to quit, the identity of someone who will not settle, the identity of someone who will outwork, outlast, and outgrow every obstacle in their way. And once you own that identity, nothing can stop you, not time, not doubt, not fear, because you have become unstoppable. And that's what this year is about. Consistency. Relentless, patient, powerful consistency. The kind that builds a life you are proud of. The kind that creates results no one can deny. This is your time. This is your year. And you have everything it takes. Start. And then don't stop. There's something most people don't understand. The struggle you're facing right now, it's not here to break you. It's here to make you. It's here to shape you into the person you're meant to be. And if you run from it, if you hide from it, you'll miss the greatest opportunity of your life. Because strength isn't built when life is easy. Strength is forged in the fire of challenges. And you are standing in that fire right now. But you're not burning, you're becoming. Every great story starts with struggle. Every hero faces battles they never thought they could win. But they keep fighting, they keep standing. And in that fight, they grow. And so will you. You have a choice to make. You can see the struggle as a burden, or you can see it as a gift. You can see it as the thing holding you back, or you can see it as the thing that's going to push you forward. Because pain has a purpose, and when you embrace it, you become unstoppable. The truth is, you don't know how strong you are until you have no other choice but to be strong. And you don't know how far you can go until you are stretched beyond your comfort. The struggle is not a sign that you're failing. It's proof that you're in the process of becoming something greater. No one escapes this part of the journey. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary had to walk through seasons of darkness, seasons of doubt, seasons of pain. But they didn't give up, and neither will you. You're learning things right now that you couldn't have learned any other way. You're developing resilience. You're building mental toughness. You're discovering that you can keep going, even when it hurts, even when you're tired, even when you're not sure if it's working. And that's what sets you apart. Most people want the rewards, but they're not willing to face the struggle. They want the success without the sacrifice. But it doesn't work that way. The struggle is the price you pay for a life that's bigger, better, stronger. And it's worth every second. Because on the other side of this challenge is a version of you that is unstoppable. On the other side of this pain is a strength you never knew you had. And when you get there, you will be grateful for every obstacle, for every late night, for every moment you wanted to quit but didn't. Because it all made you who you are. You see, it's easy to be confident when everything's working out. It's easy to be positive when the results are coming fast. But real strength is staying committed when the results are slow. Real strength is choosing faith when you can't see the finish line yet. And real strength is trusting the process even when it feels like nothing's happening. But something is happening. Every single day you show up, you are getting stronger. Every single time you refuse to quit, you are building character. And every single decision you make to stay in the fight is bringing you closer to the life you dream of. You are not here by accident. This struggle you're facing was made for you. It was handpicked to reveal your potential, to wake up the fire inside you, and to show you just how powerful you really are. So embrace it. Don't run from it. Stand in the middle of it. And know, this is the making of you. This is where champions are built. This is where leaders are born. And this is where you rise, because you are not defined by your struggle. You are defined by how you respond to it. And today, you respond with courage. You respond with strength. You respond by showing up. One more time, and then one more time after that. You are becoming someone who can handle anything life throws your way. You are becoming someone who doesn't break under pressure. You are becoming someone who inspires others by the way you keep going. And when you look back on this season of struggle, you realize it wasn't the end. It was the beginning of your rise, the beginning of your strength, the beginning of your greatness. So keep going, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because the struggle is not stopping you, it's preparing you for everything you've ever wanted. There's a voice inside you, maybe it's faint, maybe it's been drowned out by doubt, fear, and failure, but it's there. And it's whispering something powerful. You are meant for more. Not just more thing, not just more success on paper, more of who you really are. More of what you're capable of, more of the life you've dreamed about but keep putting on hold. It's not just a fantasy, it's a calling. And it's time to listen. Because the truth is, no one else can do it for you. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you the life you're waiting for. It's on you. And deep down, you already know that. That's why you've kept going. That's why despite everything, you're still here, still standing, still searching for a way. And that's not by accident. It's because you are meant for more. There is something inside you that refuses to quit. Even when everything around you said to give up, even when no one believed in you, even when you doubted yourself, you kept going. And that is proof. Proof that there is greatness inside you, waiting to be unleashed. You don't have to be perfect to start. You don't need all the answers right now. You just need one thing. Belief. Belief that you are capable of more than you've been told. Belief that you can rise above your circumstances. Belief that where you are now is not where you have to stay. And that belief changes everything. Because when you believe in yourself, you stop waiting. You stop hoping someone else will give you permission. You stop making excuses. And you start moving. You start becoming. You start creating the life you were always meant to live. Belief is powerful. It rewires your mind. It shifts your focus from what you can't control to what you can. It stops you from shrinking to fit the world's expectations and reminds you that you were made to stand tall, made to lead, made to break limits. It's not about having all the talent. It's not about having the perfect plan. It's about deciding that your future will not be a reflection of your past, deciding that you are not here to settle for average, deciding that you are not done yet. No matter how many times you've fallen, no matter how long it's taken, you are not done. Every time you choose belief over doubt, you take back your power. You take another step toward the life you deserve. And every step counts, even the smallest ones. Because belief creates momentum. And momentum changes everything. You don't need to know exactly how it's going to happen. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to take the next step in faith, trusting that it will lead you where you're meant to go, trusting that the work you're doing now will pay off in ways you can't even imagine yet, because it will. That's how belief works. It opens doors, it creates opportunities, it attracts people, resources, and ideas that were never available before. Not because they didn't exist, but because you weren't ready to see them. Now you are, and the more you believe in yourself, the more unstoppable you become. You stop listening to the opinions that don't matter. You stop worrying about the obstacle. You start focusing on what you can do today, right now, and that focus gives you power. You were never meant to live small. You were never meant to hide. You were made for more. More strength, more courage, more purpose. And it's all waiting for you on the other side of belief. But belief isn't passive. It's not something you wait to feel. It's something you choose every day, even on the hard days, especially on the hard days, because that's when belief matters most. When no one else understands your vision, when no one else can see the dream you're chasing, you have to believe for yourself. You have to stand tall and remind yourself who you are and why you started. You're here because you refuse to settle. You're here because you know there's more for you, and you are right. There is. But it begins with belief. It begins with deciding that you are ready to rise, that you are ready to claim the life that has always been waiting for you. So stand up, stand tall, and believe with everything you've got, because you are capable, you are worthy, and you are ready. Your future is not waiting on anyone else. It's waiting on you. And today is the day you decide to answer the call. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is a signal. It tells you that you're standing on the edge of something powerful, something important. And when you feel it, that's not the time to stop. That's the time to move. Because everything you've ever wanted lives on the other side of fear. We all feel it, no one escapes it. But the ones who win in life, they've learned something. They've learned that fear doesn't have to hold you back. It can be the thing that pushes you forward. You don't have to wait for fear to go away. You have to act in spite of it. There will always be reasons to stay where you are. There will always be excuses to delay. But there's also a reason to move, and that reason is you, your dreams, your potential, your life. You don't get another one. And this one isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's waiting for you to be brave. Courage isn't about feeling fearless. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you're afraid, even when you're unsure, even when your mind tries to talk you out of it. Because fear has one job: to keep you safe. But safe is not where growth happens. Safe is not where your dreams become reality. You have to be willing to take a risk on yourself, because you are worth it. Every time you take action, you take power away from fear. You remind yourself that you are in control. And the more you move forward, the quieter that fear becomes, until one day you look back and realize it was never as big as it seemed. Most people let fear make decisions for them. They wait for perfect conditions, for the perfect moment. But perfect doesn't exist. There is only now. And the ones who act now are the ones who change their lives. They start small if they have to, but they start. And every step they take builds confidence, builds momentum, builds belief. You don't have to know everything to begin. You just need to move. You just need to do the thing you're afraid to do, because action beats fear every time. And once you move, you realize you were always capable. You just had to prove it to yourself. Think about it. What if fear wasn't a wall? What if it was a door? And what if opening that door led you to everything you've been searching for? The only way to know is to take the step to walk through, to trust yourself enough to move forward, even with the fear, especially with the fear. Because fear isn't the problem. Standing still is, waiting is, hesitating is, but not you, not anymore. You've come too far to let fear decide what happens next. When you take action, You send a message to your mind. You tell yourself, I can do this. And that message matters. It creates a new story, a story where you're not the victim, you're the hero. And heroes act, heroes lead, heroes move forward, even when they're scared. What would your life look like if you stopped letting fear choose for you? If you stopped holding back? You'd discover a power you didn't even know you had. You'd discover strength that's been waiting for you to claim it. And it starts with one decision, the decision to move, the decision to act. Not tomorrow, not when it feels easy, but now. This is how you change. This is how you grow. By doing the thing that scares you, by showing up even when it's hard, by proving to yourself that fear is no match for your courage. Every step you take builds the life you're meant to live. Every choice you make creates your future. And right now, you have the chance to choose courage over comfort, to choose action over hesitation, to choose yourself. Because you are stronger than you think, you are braver than you feel, and you are ready for this moment. So take the step, even if your hands shake, even if your voice trembles, even if your heart races, take the step anyway, because that's how you grow. That's how you win. That's how you rise. And when you do, you'll realize you were always meant for more than fear. You were always meant to move beyond it. You were always meant to lead yourself into the life you deserve. The truth is simple. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. And that's why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation can start the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. There will be days you feel inspired. There will be days when you're ready to take on the world. And then there will be days when you're tired, when you don't feel like doing it, when everything in you wants to take the easy way out. But discipline whispers, do it anyway. And that's where winners are made. Not in the moments of excitement, but in the moments of decision. Discipline is a choice every single day. It's the quiet voice that tells you to get up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's the strength that pulls you forward when excuses pull you back. It's the decision to stay focused when distractions are screaming for your attention. People search for secrets, they look for shortcuts, but the real secret? It's showing up over and over again. Especially when it's hard, especially when you don't feel like it, because the life you want is built in those moments, the ones no one else sees, when you do the work even when no one is watching. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the path that leads you from intention to action, from potential to power. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the most talented. You just need to be consistent. Because discipline beats talent when talent doesn't show up. And you can outwork anyone when you choose discipline over comfort. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed. Committed to the process. Committed to the small steps that lead to big change. Discipline teaches you that small things matter. The early mornings, the extra effort, the sacrifices no one talks about, they all matter because they shape who you become. When you are disciplined, you don't negotiate with yourself. You don't wait until you feel ready. You make the choice and you follow through. Every time you do, you strengthen your will, and that becomes your superpower. Discipline gives you freedom, the freedom to trust yourself, the freedom to know that you will do what needs to be done no matter what. It frees you from regret, from guilt, from the weight of knowing you could have done more. Discipline makes sure you give your best and live without holding back. There's something powerful about honoring your own word. When you say you'll do something and you do it, you build self-respect. You build confidence because deep down, you know you can rely on yourself. And when you can rely on yourself, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop depending on circumstances. You create your own momentum. Every single day, you wake up and you do the work. Even when you're tired, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one else understands. Because discipline isn't about what's easy, it's about what's right. It's easy to start, hard to finish. But that's where discipline shines. It keeps you moving when most people quit. It keeps you focused when others get distracted. It keeps you grounded in who you want to become. Success isn't an accident. It's not luck. It's discipline repeated over time. And that's available to anyone willing to do the work. So ask yourself, are you willing? Are you ready to do what it takes? Even when it's not exciting, even when the results are slow, because that's the test. That's where discipline is forged. You can have excuses or you can have results, but not both. And discipline makes sure you get the results you've worked so hard for. No one will hand it to you. No one can do it for you. But if you commit, if you stay disciplined, you will create a life that reflects your strength. And that life is built in the choices you make today. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Discipline is the difference between dreaming and doing, between hoping and achieving. And it starts with one decision. The decision to show up again and again, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because those are the moments that shape your future. The future belongs to the disciplined, the ones who do the work no matter how they feel, the ones who understand that greatness isn't a one-time act. It's a habit, and habits are built with discipline. So make the choice today to show up, to do the work, to become who you were always meant to be, and let discipline shape your future. The hardest part of the journey is often the waiting. You do the work, you stay disciplined, you show up every day, and still the results take time. But that's how real success works. It's not instant. It's not overnight. It's a slow build. And the ones who win are the ones who don't quit in the waiting. Patience is power. It's strength in silence. It's trusting the process when you can't yet see the results. It's believing in yourself, even when the world hasn't recognized you yet. We live in a world that teaches speed. Faster is better. Now is never soon enough. But real success doesn't work that way. The strongest trees take years to grow. Their roots run deep before they ever break the surface. And the same is true for you. The work you're doing today is planting roots. The habits you're building, the discipline you've committed to, they are preparing you for something big. But you need patience to let it grow. Patience to wait without giving up. Patience to stay consistent, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because something is happening, you just can't see it yet. Persistence is what keeps you moving forward. It's the decision to continue long after excitement has faded. It's the refusal to quit even when quitting seems easy. Persistence says, I didn't come this far just to come this far. It reminds you why you started, and it pushes you to keep going. Most people give up too soon. They stop just before the breakthrough, just before the reward, because they were tired of waiting. But waiting isn't wasted time when you're growing in the process. Waiting builds character. Waiting strengthens belief. And the ones who keep showing up, even when it's slow, are the ones who get everything they've worked for. It's easy to be excited in the beginning. Everyone is excited at the start, but excitement fades, and what's left? Patience, persistence, the quiet, steady effort that builds a life of meaning. There will be days you wonder if it's all worth it, if the time, the energy, the effort will ever pay off, but you have to trust that it will, because success doesn't belong to the lucky, it belongs to the relentless. The ones who keep going when there's no applause, when there's no recognition, when it's just them and their dream. The world doesn't reward those who move the fastest. It rewards those who refuse to stop. Those who are patient enough to wait and persistent enough to keep going. You have to keep your focus on where you're headed, not how long it's taking. Because if you stay the course, if you stay committed, you will get there. And when you do, you'll realize the waiting made you stronger, the persistence made you tougher, and the patience made you wise. You'll understand that everything you went through was preparing you for everything you asked for. The journey shapes you long before the destination rewards you. And that's the real gift, not just what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Patience teaches you gratitude. It teaches you to appreciate the small wins, the progress no one else notices, the growth that happens in quiet moments. Because success isn't about big leaps, it's about small steps, taken every single day. Steps that add up until one day you look around and realize you've become everything you dreamed of, but you'll never get there if you stop. if you give up because it's hard or slow or uncertain. You'll only get there by holding on, by trusting the process, even when it's uncomfortable. Patience and persistence will carry you through the tough seasons. They will remind you why you started, why it matters, and why you are capable of seeing it through. Because you are. You have everything it takes. You just need to stay the course. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Even when it feels like nothing's changing, because change is happening every time you refuse to quit. And one day it will all make sense. One day you'll see how far you've come and you'll be grateful you didn't stop. So stay patient, stay persistent, and trust that everything you're working for is already on its way to you. As long as you keep going, it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Fear, it's the quiet voice in your head that tells you to stop, that warns you about the risks, that makes you doubt your abilities. But here's the truth. Fear is normal. Everyone feels it. The difference is what you do with it. You can let fear control you, or you can face it. And when you face it, you realize something powerful. Most of the things you're afraid of are not as big as they seem. Fear grows in your mind. It feeds on your doubts, your insecurities, your worry. But when you take a step toward it, it shrinks. Because fear can only control you if you let it. Success demands courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite fear. It's feeling the nerves, the uncertainty, and moving forward anyway. That's real strength. There will be moments when you feel afraid to take the next step, afraid to leave your comfort zone, afraid to try something new because you might fail. But think about this. What if failure is exactly what you need? Failure isn't the enemy. It's the greatest teacher you'll ever have. It shows you where you can grow. It teaches you lessons. Success never will. Some of the strongest people are not the ones who avoided failure. They're the ones who failed again and again, but kept getting back up. They learned, they adapted, and they became better because of the fall. You can't avoid failure if you're chasing something big. If your dreams matter, you will stumble, you will make mistakes. And that's okay. What matters is how you respond. Failure builds resilience. It toughens your spirit. It proves to you that you can survive what you once thought you couldn't. And with every setback, you gain strength that no one can take from you. So stop fearing failure. Stop letting it hold you back. Welcome it. Because every time you fail, you get closer to the person you're meant to be. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall again and again, but they don't give up. They don't stop trying, because falling isn't failure. It's part of the process. And it's the same for you. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. You're playing it safe. You're staying in the same place. But life doesn't reward comfort zones. It rewards those who take risks, who are willing to look foolish so they can learn, who are willing to fall so they can rise stronger. Every person you admire has failed. Every success story is filled with moments of doubt and disappointment. But they kept going. They used failure as fuel. And you can too. You can reframe failure from something to fear to something to embrace. It's a sign you're trying. It's proof that you're pushing boundaries. Fear will try to convince you that failure means you're not good enough. But failure isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of your effort. And effort is something you can control. You are stronger than your fear, stronger than your doubts, stronger than any failure you'll ever face. But you have to believe it. You have to trust yourself enough to take the leap. Courage comes from action. The more you do, the less you fear, because experience builds confidence and confidence destroys fear. You might feel afraid, but take the step anyway. Speak up, show up, try again, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable. That's how you grow, by leaning into discomfort and turning fear into freedom. The moment you stop running from fear and start facing it is the moment your life changes. You stop living small, you stop holding back, and you start becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Failure will visit you, but it's not permanent. It's not who you are. It's just a chapter, and you control what happens next. Use failure as a mirror. See where you need to grow, see where you can improve, and then take action. Every successful person has scars from their failures, and those scars are proof they were brave enough to try. Be proud of your scars, be proud of your failures, because they are signs that you're in the arena fighting for your dreams. Fear will always whisper, but you don't have to listen. You can choose to move forward with courage. You can choose to rise after every fall. And when you do, you will become unstoppable, because nothing can break a person who refuses to give up. This is your time to stop fearing failure, to stop holding back, to step into your strength, and take the risks that lead to your greatest success. The future you dream about is not built in a day. It's built daily. It's shaped by the small things you do when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, when it's just you, your effort, and your dream. Consistency is the key. Not intensity, not random bursts of energy, but steady, quiet effort. Day after day, moment after moment. The world rewards the ones who show up every single day, because success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do consistently. The tiny choices that seem unimportant in the moment are the very things that shape your life. Wake up early. Read the book. Train your body. Practice your craft. Speak kindly to yourself. These small acts stack up. They build momentum until one day you become unstoppable. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. They want results now, but the truth is the greatest results come slowly, brick by brick, habit by habit, discipline by discipline. And that's why consistency matters more than motivation, because motivation fades, it comes and goes, but consistency is a choice, a decision you make, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Some days you'll feel strong, some days you'll feel tired, some days it will be easy, and some days it will feel impossible. But if you stay consistent, you'll keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step. And that's enough, because small steps lead to big changes. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Perfection is an illusion, but effort is real. And effort repeated daily becomes excellence. You can't control how you feel every day, but you can control what you do. You can choose to keep showing up, to keep doing the work, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that's where growth lives. Look around you. Everything you admire was built by consistency. Athletes, leaders, creators. They didn't get there by accident. They built habits that shape their destiny. You have the power to do the same, to create routines that serve your future, habits that build your strength, one action at a time. But you have to decide to stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The perfect moment is the moment you decide to start, right where you are with what you have today. And when you show up today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day, you create a chain of momentum that's hard to break. Every time you show up, you prove to yourself that you're serious, that you mean it, and that belief grows stronger with every action. Eventually, your habits become who you are. You don't think about it. You don't debate it. It's just what you do. It's who you are now. And that's the magic of consistency. It transforms effort into identity. You stop trying to be disciplined, you become disciplined. You stop trying to be strong, you are strong. But it all starts with simple actions, simple habits, done daily without fail. Make it easy to win. Set yourself up for small victories every day, because small victories build confidence, and confidence builds momentum. And momentum brings results. You don't have to do it all today. You just have to do something. And then do it again tomorrow. And again the next day. And soon you look back and be amazed at how far you've come. The people who create extraordinary lives aren't special. They're consistent. They stay committed long after the excitement is gone, long after the crowd has left, long after motivation disappears. They stay consistent because they know that's where success lives. So make a decision today, a simple one. What habit will you build? What action will you take every single day to get closer to the life you want? Start small, start where you are, and stay with it, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, especially when no one's watching. Because the reward isn't just in the result. The reward is in knowing you became the kind of person who shows up for yourself every single day. And that is where the real power lives. No one will believe in you the way you need them to, and that's okay. Because the only belief that matters is the one you have in yourself. You can't wait for approval. You can't wait for someone to give you permission to chase your dreams. You have to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Especially when no one else does. Because belief is power. When you believe you can, you unlock a strength inside you that was always there, but you have to tap into it. You have to trust yourself enough to take the first step. Even when the path ahead isn't clear, belief gives you the courage to start and the strength to keep going when things get hard. And they will get hard, but your belief will be the fire that keeps you moving forward. You have to protect your belief like a treasure, because there will be times when life tests you, when you feel tired, when you feel lost, when doubt creeps in and tries to tell you that you can't do it. But you can. You are capable of more than you can imagine right now. You have the potential to do incredible things, but you have to believe it before anyone else does. Trust your journey. Trust your process, even when the results are slow, even when progress feels invisible. Because success doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time, with patience, with persistence, with belief. The ones who win aren't always the fastest or the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to give up because they believe deep in their hearts that they are meant for more. You don't need to have it all figured out today. You just need to trust that every step you take is leading you somewhere powerful, somewhere beautiful, even if you can't see it yet. Every effort matters. Every choice counts. Every small win is building something bigger than you can see right now, but you have to keep going long enough to find out. There's a reason you have your dreams. They were planted inside you for a purpose, and they're calling you forward. But it's your belief that will get you there, not luck, not shortcuts, just belief and consistent action. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. What you need is the courage to back yourself, to believe in your vision, even if no one else understands it yet. Some people won't see your dream. They won't understand your passion. They'll doubt you, they'll question you, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you stay true to yourself, that you stay committed to the vision that keeps you awake at night and gets you out of bed in the morning. The world will eventually catch up, but your job isn't to convince them. Your job is to do the work, to keep moving, to trust the process, even when the process feels slow, because every master was once a beginner. Every expert was once a learner. And every champion was once full of doubt, but they kept going. They trusted themselves. They believed when no one else did. And that belief changed everything. You are no different. You have everything it takes to become who you are meant to be. But you must believe in that version of yourself before the world does. You must see it, feel it, and work for it every single day. And when you do, you start to become it. Not all at once, but piece by piece, day by day. And one day, you'll look back and realize that all those days of doubt, of slow progress, of believing when it was hard, were shaping you into someone unstoppable. So trust yourself, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because self-belief isn't something you wait for, it's something you choose. Choose to back yourself. Choose to bet on yourself, because no one else can live your life for you. No one else can fight your battles. No one else can walk your path but you. And you are more than capable. You are stronger than you know, and your belief will take you places that fear never could. Trust the process. It's working even when it doesn't look like it. You're growing even when you feel stuck. You're learning even when it feels hard. and you're becoming exactly who you need to be to live the life you've always wanted. Stay patient, stay consistent, and above all, stay believing, because belief is where it all begins. Fear has one goal: to stop you, to keep you small, to keep you safe, but safe isn't where growth happens. Safe isn't where dreams are born, and it's not where they come alive. You will feel fear. That's not weakness. That's being human. But what matters is what you do with that fear. Fear can be the weight that holds you back, or it can be the fuel that pushes you forward. You get to choose. Every time fear whispers, "You can't do this," answer back, "Watch me." Because fear only shows up when you're doing something that matters, when you're stepping out of comfort, when you're reaching higher than you ever have before. And that's a good thing. It means you're growing, it means you're alive, it means you're moving forward. But you cannot let fear decide your future. You cannot let fear be louder than your dreams. You cannot let fear steal your life away before you've even lived it. There will be moments when you want to turn back, when your mind says, "This is too hard, this is too risky, what if I fail?" But failure is not the end. Failure is feedback, it's information. It's life showing you where you need to grow. Failure is not a dead end, it's a stepping stone. And those who understand this use failure to climb higher and get stronger. Every successful person has failed many times. They have fallen, they have made mistakes, but they did not quit. They learned, they adjusted, they kept going. That's how they made it. Not because they avoided failure, but because they embraced it, because they weren't afraid to fall, knowing they had the strength to rise again. You are no different. You have fallen before, and you have stood up every single time. You are still here, still fighting, still standing. That's not failure. That's strength. The ones who win aren't fearless. They feel the fear and take the step anyway. They are afraid and move forward anyway. And that's where power lives. Fear doesn't disappear, but you get stronger, you get braver, and one day you'll look back and realize the thing you feared so much was never bigger than the strength inside you. You don't need to be fearless, you just need courage. And courage means taking action while you're still afraid. Every time you do, fear gets quieter, it loses its grip, and you gain your life back. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. You learn who you are when things don't go your way. You learn what you're made of when life gets tough, and that knowledge becomes your power. Don't fear failure. Fear staying the same. Fear staying still. Fear looking back in regret at all the chances you didn't take because you were scared. Failure is temporary, regret is forever. You are capable of surviving failure. You are capable of rising from it. Better, stronger, wiser. The only real failure is refusing to try. The only true defeat is giving up on yourself. So embrace the risk, take the leap, and if you fall, you rise again. Smarter, more determined, more prepared. That's how winners are made, not in the moments of glory, but in the quiet moments when they choose to get back up. You have already survived everything life has thrown at you, and here you are, still standing, still growing, still capable of more than you know. You have faced storms, you have walked through darkness, and you are still here. That's not weakness, that's power. So the next time fear comes trying to hold you back, smile, because it means you are stepping into something greater. And when failure visits, welcome it, learn from it, grow from it, and keep going. Because the life you want is on the other side of fear. The person you are meant to be is waiting beyond failure, and you are the only one who can get there. Don't let fear keep you small. Don't let failure make you quit. You are bigger than both. You are braver than you feel, and you are stronger than you think. This is your moment to move forward, even if it's scary, even if it's hard, even if you don't feel ready, because the truth is, you are ready. You've always been ready. Now go prove it to yourself. Success isn't about one big moment. It's not about one lucky break. It's about what you do every single day when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when it's just you and your dream. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you can be. It's not always exciting, it's not always easy, but it's always necessary. Anyone can be motivated for a day. Anyone can start. But the ones who finish, the ones who rise, the ones who win, are the ones who show up every single day. Discipline is showing up even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when no one notices. Because it's not about how you feel. It's about what you decided, and you decided to become better. You decided that your future matters, and you act on that decision even when it's hard. Consistency makes you unstoppable, not because you never fail, but because you never quit. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. One workout won't change your body. One study session won't make you an expert. One day of hard work won't build your dream. But each of those small efforts stack up. They multiply. They create momentum. The small things that seem invisible today will become the big things that everyone sees tomorrow. The world sees the success, but they don't see the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the discipline. But you will know, and you will be proud, because you earned it. When you build discipline, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop looking for excuses. You show up, you do the work, and you keep your promises to yourself. That's how you build trust in who you are. That's how you build confidence, not from external praise, but from internal integrity, knowing you did what you said you would do. Some days will be harder than others. That's life. But if you stay consistent, even on the hard days, you create a habit, and habits shape your future. People talk about talent, but talent without discipline is wasted potential. You don't need to be the most talented, you need to be the most disciplined. When you commit to consistency, you create compound growth. The tiny effort you put in today builds on the effort from yesterday, and tomorrow you're even stronger. This is how champions are made. Through repetition, through focus, through relentless commitment. You can't wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. You create the time by making yourself a priority, by putting in the work even on days when the world feels heavy. You are shaping your future right now with what you choose to do with this moment. Discipline is freedom, because when you do the work today, you give yourself choices tomorrow. Discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. It's loving yourself enough to do what's hard now so your future self can live with freedom. Every decision you make is a vote for the person you're becoming. Are you casting votes for your growth or for your comfort? You have everything it takes to build the life you want, but it won't happen by accident. It happens by discipline. You're not always going to feel like it, but do it anyway. You're not always going to see results right away, but keep going anyway. The people who live their dreams aren't lucky. They are disciplined, they made a decision, and they've followed through again and again until the world noticed. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, you just need to prove it to yourself. Be proud of yourself for showing up, for staying consistent, for being disciplined, even when it's not easy, especially when it's not easy, because those days when you push through are the days that transform you. You have a choice. You can stay where you are, or you can build discipline and create a future that's bigger than you ever imagined. The road is simple, not easy, but simple. Show up. Every day, do the work, every day, trust the process, every day. And one day you'll wake up living a life you used to dream about because you made the choice to be disciplined when it mattered. And it always matters. You've come this far, and deep down you know it. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't fight through every doubt, every setback, every long night just to stay where you are. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not someday, now. The world is waiting for you to show up as your best self, not a half version, not a shadow of who you could be, but the real you, the strong you, the unstoppable you. There's power inside you that you haven't even touched yet, potential that is waiting to be unlocked, and all it takes is a choice, one choice, to stop holding yourself back. One choice to believe in yourself even if no one else does. One choice to rise, to push, to move forward, no matter what. You don't need permission, so you don't need approval. You just need courage. And that courage lives within you right now. You've built the discipline, you've embraced the failure, you've silenced the fear. You've shown up when everything in you wanted to quit, and now you are ready. You're ready to claim the life you have been working for. Ready to stand tall and say, this is who I am. This is what I'm here to do. You were not born to be average. You were not made to live in the shadows. You were built for greatness. You were made to lead, to inspire, to make a difference. But it doesn't happen by wishing for it. It happens by working for it, by showing up every day like it matters. Because it does, because you do. No more waiting, no more doubting, no more second-guessing yourself. You are stronger than you've ever believed. You are braver than you feel. And you are more powerful than you know. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up even when you're scared, even when you're tired, even when no one is clapping for you. It's about knowing that the quiet work you do today will lead to the life you've been dreaming of. Every step forward matters. Every small win matters. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you are rewriting your story. And your story is far from over. This is just the beginning. There's more ahead of you than behind you. There are dreams that are still waiting for you to make them real. There are people who are waiting for you to show them what's possible. You have the power to be that example, to be the one who rises, to be the one who says, I did it anyway. And when you do, you light the path for others to follow. You become a reason someone else keeps going. So don't hold back. Don't play small. Don't let fear or doubt or failure decide your story. This is your life, and you get to choose how it unfolds. Choose strength, choose courage, choose action. Stand up right now and tell yourself, I am ready, I am worthy, I am capable. Say it again until you believe it, until it becomes your truth, because it is your truth. You are enough. You always have been, and you are more than enough to become everything you were meant to be. This isn't just motivation. This is your wake-up call. This is your reminder that you are here for a reason. You were given this life because you are strong enough to live it. You were given this dream because you are capable enough to build it. But now it's time to stop thinking about it and start living it. Start taking the steps, even if they're small. Start trusting yourself, even if it feels scary. Start moving forward, even when you can't see the finish line. You are ready for the next level, for the next challenge, for the next victory. And you have everything you need already inside you. Now it's time to trust that, to believe that, and to act on that belief every single day. Because the world needs your voice, it needs your strength, it needs your light, and you need to give yourself the chance to become everything you were born to be. This is your time, and you are ready.